Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to Blood Rush League's No Synergy event. Tonight we have the finale of Killers vs Oasis here. We do have a little bit of an overlay issue here where it shows that Killers are on the Survivor and Oasis is on the Killer, but it's actually the other way around. So we do have Killer's Killer here, which is Flix, playing the first set of Nurse, and I believe our second set will be Deathslinger, and our tiebreaker is Wraith here. We do see a very early hit come through onto Marco, and I'm sorry, I just got carried away. I forgot to introduce my two other casters. We're doing a three-person casting here tonight. And we do have the Venomix. Say hi, Veno.
Hi guys, and I would just like to say the audio is not working as well. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it's fine. And we do see. Oh, I actually thought that would be the first time coming through, but Marco just getting the stun through at the last possible second. And we're just running edge map here. I don't think we'll be able to juke this out. And yeah, I'm right. He just goes down
And
here.
I
Unfortunate.
also see that Veno has been carried away too, and we forgot to introduce our third caster. Say hi, Ghost.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for having me on today. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this set. I can't wait to see what this result will be because I know Flix is a very strong killer player. From all of Flix's games I've seen so far, Flix has been playing out of his mind on the killer. And we do see a very early down come through onto Marco here and getting the first hook of the game at 4 gens remaining, which isn't too bad for Nurse here.
And we also do see like a really strong build as a whole coming across. So like, Flix is just like, out here trying to get the best possible win con, which to be fair, it's pretty natural. And we do see a second down coming right through as I speak. So yeah, we've got two downs at 4 gens, and the down and the hook, they're not that far from each other. And we know where the survivors because the pull does come through right now. So we've got 2 injured and 1 down. We've only have 1 healthy survivor left and 2 downs now. Yeah, our survivors in a pretty rough spot right now. We'll be
Yeah, and
fully
about this build that you were on about. Sorry to cut you off, Benno. But yeah, we do have Ruin for our pressure perk, and then Eruption in our back pocket as a secondary if Ruin gets taken down. I believe Ruin doesn't really get taken down too often unless we're in a 3v1. But as I say that, we do possibly see a 3v1 coming in real soon because Marco is already on Death Hook here at 4 gens remaining, which is so unfortunate. With one person on the ground being Zuzu and then Martin who is injured. So our last fresh survivor, Dana, is just going to have to clutch up here and carry the team on her shoulders.
Also, you gotta keep in mind that because, all of this going down and picking up thing is happening, there's probably no or not much gen pressure going on right now. That's pretty
Very
bad
good
for
point.
survivors.
And Rowan is just eating away any little gen pressure that they have too. And as I say that, we do spot out Danet here, running towards the 4 side of the map and getting a lovely hit from Flix here onto Danet. How do you feel about this pressure so far?
I mean, this pressure's like really insane. We've got 2 injured, 2 downs, and once again, no, these 2 injured, instead of getting on gens, they're realistically gonna have to reset and try to, pull and pick. But if they don't and they just choose to get on gens, the best result will be a 4K3 or maybe just a 4K2, which, is still gonna be really tough to accomplish. But I'm looking forward to seeing what our survivors are gonna try to do here, whether it be to try to save our 2 survivors that are on hook and on the ground, or just try to play 2v1 and pop 2 more gens maybe. Although realistically, in a 2v1, you probably pop one more gen at max, so probably a 4K3 if they just choose to leave all 2 survivors behind. And as I say this, Marco does die on hook here. Yeah, he's about to die on hook and no one's coming in. So yeah, we're now down to a 3v1.
Yeah, Ghost, how do you feel about Marco here opting to sorry about Flix here opting to hold Marco on the hook there and just camp him out? How do you feel about that?
It's very good pressure for sure. He also gets it
Yeah.
down here. That's very nice.
You have beautiful down onto Danet here over on the 2 side of the map. And that'll be Danet getting popped up onto a hook here. Zuzu, our last survivor across the board at 4 gens remaining as we have Martin being slugged for over 2 minutes here.
Yeah, and we only have Zuzu left. Zuzu's injured as well, so I imagine Zuzu would be pretty easy to find. And right as I said, we see scratches as well as Zuzu tries to secure another gen. Unfortunately, that backfiring on him pretty damn hard. I mean, I feel like Zuzu could have just stealth and tried to play for a hatch or gate to kind of make his killer's win con slightly easier. But now we're seeing Zuzu getting zoned to a check, and we're just gonna die in the corner of the map here. Not a particularly useful play at the moment because it's still a 4K4. The only hope we have left at the moment is Martin bleeding out and losing our killer 5 points, which would essentially turn the result into a 4K2 or a 4K1, which would be huge for our survivors at Oasis at the moment, for Oasis killer.
Yeah, honestly, as you were saying that Zuzu should probably be stealthing for Hatch or anything, I feel like Zuzu should just be stealthing for Martin to bleed out because our killer Flix here was really, really keen on looking for Zuzu instead of trying to look for Martin. So the longer that Zuzu would have stalled out, Martin could have possibly bled out here. But as I say that, we don't know if Martin's been picked yet or will be picked, so Martin still has the possibility of bleeding out. But if he really wanted to confirm it, Zuzu, you should have stealthed there. And as I
Yeah, I
say that,
mean,
we are going to check the 11 side of the map to see if we can spot anyone out, but it doesn't look like we see anyone just yet here.
Muffet's bleed out timer is pretty close to finishing up, actually. Like, it has 30 seconds left on it. This is going to be really, really close, and I mean, we might just see the bleed out come through. Like, we have no audio, unfortunately, so it's a bit rough to, hear the survivor, but never mind. We do not need audio. We just see the survivor. Our killer has managed to track our survivor down to a gen. Pretty interesting play hiding in front of a gen to try to mask the injured survivor noises, but
That is
unfortunately,
a
just not
very
working out.
smart play, in my opinion. Yeah, that's very, very smart. How do you feel about that ghost, him hiding behind the gen to mask the noises?
It was a smart move for sure, yeah. Unfortunately, he did get seen though.
Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. And it looks like our killer here, Flix, will be securing a 4K4 result for Team Killers, meaning that I believe the next killer player for Oasis will have to secure a 4K5 to win or a 4K4 to tie. We'll be back after a short intermission with the second half of our nurse set.
And welcome back to our second half of our first set of the grand finals of the No Synergy event of Blood Rush League. Now we will be having the Marco representing Oasis on the killer, and we'll have a really, really tough win on a 4K5 to tackle here. Although we could still get a 4K4 and force a restart based off tie, but I realistically see either a 4K5 or 4K4 that's nearly impossible to accomplish. Never mind the fact that being an S tier killer like the nurse, but we do spot a survivor off of spawn, and ooh. We've got a bit of distance actually, but I feel like one or two blades should close in that distance and get a neat little first tag yet. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
pretty
but our
close to
survivors here of Killers, sorry to cut you off, but yeah, our survivors here of Killers are playing this perfectly, playing the distance maxing goats here. But as I say that, we do see Flix get hit over towards Shack and just opt to run towards the 5 side of Shack here. Try and stall out for as long as possible. And we're opting to drop onto Flix as Flix has taken the chase towards the gens, and we get a beautiful hit onto Crow there.
yeah. I mean, I feel like this should be a really, really fast down. Like go 64 TTP. I would like to commentate that our killer here is using leverage, a very interesting skull motion perk, I believe. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the build, especially on the leverage perk?
It's a good build for sure. I think Leverage gonna help out a lot here if he can get the stacks off.
Yeah, because leverage without stacks, I believe, is probably one of the most useless perks in the league that we have available so far. But leverage can be used to its full potential if you do get your hooks. But it looks like we're playing with a hit and run style. So how do you feel about him playing with a hit and run style with leverage Ghost?
I think it's a decent choice. I think he dropped the first chase a little bit too fast though.
Yeah, I agree with you. And as you say that, we do see the first two hills of the first chase come through, which is very, very unfortunate for our killer Marco here. Yeah, it's not looking too good so far because we do still have 5 gens remaining with a lot of pressure on the board from our survivors on their gens and 3 resets coming through. How do you feel about that, Benno?
Yeah, I mean, our survivors are resetting extremely, extremely well, and if we reset simply, then we'll be pretty much back to the start of our game. No, not much gen progress, no gen progress. All survivors just kind of just spawn. Like our killer has to look for them again. So everything's just been totally reset. We've just wipe the game out entirely in a sense. But we do see a survivor again pretty fast.
Yeah, I'd like to
So
comment on that, Benno. I feel like they have so much gen pressure in this early game, and they do get 4 resets off too. So it's looking really, really rough for Marco, though, considering that they have gen pressure all across the board from all 4 perspectives of the survivors. They've just been cranking gens on different sides of the map, so everywhere has a little bit of pressure, which does add up a lot in the long run, considering that they only really have to pop 1 gen to force a tie and 2 gens to win here.
I mean, realistically, a survivor could drag a chase down to bottom side, and our survivors could just one double, two of them double a gen top, one solos a gen top, or they could just do the same except die top gens bottom. I mean, in this
Yeah.
case, we're seeing die bottom gens top, and we already see our first gen pop, and I wouldn't be surprised if a second gen does come through pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if a gen 9 or 1 pops actually, and we're heading
Yeah.
straight towards 9. Like Marco does get the hint.
Yeah, let me just comment that hit onto Crow was very, very beautiful on the edge map. I am going absolutely crazy over that. That was very, very nice. But yeah, we're just heading over to the 11 side of the map to see if we can spot anyone out here. We just see a lot of pressure on the board, not spotting anyone out on the 11 side. Looks like we're just going to be heading towards top mid. but we do see a loud noise notification over towards the 4 side of the map, 4-5 side of the map actually. And I believe this will be Flix here running towards the edge map. How do you feel about him playing edge map, Crow? Not Crow, sorry, Ghost.
I think it's a smart choice for sure. Get some distance between him and the generators being done.
Yeah, but it's really all about the distance here. So if we do get this down, which we do, it's looking like we're not dying in too good of a spot considering we had a lot of pressure on 5 and we knew that our survivors were towards the 7 or 8 side of the map here.
Yeah, and we're heading right there. We see that our Gen is 70. Our killer must be feeling the pressure onto them right now because if we pop that Gen at 9 or any other Gen for the matter, well, then it's over. And, Marco just whiffing at a wall, trying to get a little wild swing through. Yeah, he's definitely feeling the pressure. And our survivor's just fully running edge map. Yeah, I think our survivor might just elect to run around edge map till death. No, actually, we're taking our chase. Oh, yeah, we would stay edge map pretty much. We're not really doing much, but
Yeah, Crow
I
running
mean,
this chase beautifully and forcing Marco to play patient, but Marco, one of the most patient killers that I know out there, just being able to secure that down regardless of how Crow is playing on this edge map here. Venom, I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about Marco still opting to play for a tunnel out in a situation where your win con is a 4K5
I
or a
mean,
4K4
I
Tycon?
kind of understand where Marco's coming from, but at the same time, realistically, you're gonna need to play the slugfest here because realistically, you can't get a tunnel out that fast. Nurse array for any kill for the matter. Now, now goes there. I need your opinion as well on Marco choosing the tunnel out Crow instead of just playing for a slugfest here, and I just need your opinion on slugfest as a whole too, Ghost.
I think it's a good choice. I just think he lost a lot of pressure by doing, that and the other slug.
Yeah, fair enough. I just wish that Marco could have played this like how Flix had played this, where he did put a lot of pressure across the whole board, playing his hit and run style, which I think is desperately needed when you have a win con like a 4K5 or a Tycon like a 4K4. It's really, really hard to come back from if you're playing for a tunnel out like you are on Crow right now.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Marco isn't doing too bad for himself. He's got his tunnel secured at 3
At
gens. It's
3
just
gens, yeah,
really.
that's very solid. But as I say that, we do see DS come through, which is very, very unfortunate. But it is the nurse. It's an easy catch up. You should have no problems here. And as I say that, we see a beautiful down come through onto Crow. And it's looking pretty standard here with a tunnel out coming through at 2 gens remaining.
Yeah, we'll just be dragging our hook here towards either main or mid. I think we'll just be happy to take main at this point. Marco doesn't really need to macro every single hook's position because he's already won. But as I say that, we do see another gen pop here. We're down to 1 gen. Our survivors really aren't doing too bad for themselves. I'm gonna be honest here.
Our
But I'll
survivors aren't doing bad at all, to be honest. They're playing this really, really nicely.
yeah, Ghost. I'll like your opinion on what our killer player is doing so far here.
He's doing, yeah, he's trying his best, I think the survivors are really doing amazing too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
A
our
lot of
mean,
pressure on
survivors.
gens.
I believe this was Killer's pick of Killer. Am I correct, Venu?
yeah, this will be Killer's pick of Killers since they did start first on Killer, and they're the Survivor now,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't be surprised to see them, coming third winning on their own set choice.
Yeah, honestly, very standard to see them win on their own set choice. But like, look at how patient Marco is with his blinks. Like, this is very, very lovely to see. Like, you don't see many more patient nurses out there anymore, especially from our region where we're from, Veno OC. You see nurses over blinking, under blinking, swinging too early, swinging too late. So this is very, very nice to watch one of the most solid killer players, in my opinion, coming out and playing this beautifully.
We do have a really, really atrocious 3 gen split, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. It's any killer's nightmare here, and we do see a Survivor pressuring 11. We do have around 50% of progress in it, so our killer's not having a fun time, and I mean, oh, this is our healthy survivor though. I was about to say if this was our injured survivor, we could have just got the down right here, right now, and we could have possibly played for a slug into a 4K one,
Ooh,
which
that
would
was
have
a
still
beautiful
been a
stun from
respectable
Dub.
result.
Yeah, we see a beautiful stun come through from Dub, just trying to stall out as long as possible, but Dub does go towards, sorry, Dub does go down towards the 11 side of the map where the pressure is up across the board. So it's looking quite unfortunate for our survivors so far with 2 injured on the board left.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a really atrocious gen split, so it's not the end of the world. But our survivors are definitely in a tough spot. But as I say that, we do see Delhi come through on the dub most likely. We didn't see any survivors rotate. It could have been second win, but I'm ninety
I
percent
believe
sure
it's
that it will be
fairly,
Delhi. We see. Oh very
Ooh,
interesting.
blood going into the basement here, so we do know someone is just trying to stall out for as long as possible for that top gen to be popped towards the 11 side of the map. So Dub will just be grabbing this basement hook onto Simply. At least they're just going to opt to hook Simply in the basement here and try and make it to 11 as fast as possible.
I mean, blinking out of basement is quite like, it's quite time consuming in the context of this. It takes like 5-10 seconds to fully get out, and we don't
Yeah,
even
and
make
as
it
you
out.
talk about, yeah, genuinely, as you talk about time consuming, we do see that the last gen at 11 pops, and we do see a survivor running into mid here, meaning that one survivor could possibly get out for Flix's chase, and we do see Dead Hard, I believe, frame perfect Dead Hard there, meaning one survivor possibly has the chance of getting out, or even Dub being a little bit ballsy here and possibly going for the unhook. What do you think Dub's gonna do here, Ghost?
I think he's just gonna go for the one outright.
Yeah, and as you
That's what
say
I would
that, we
do.
do see Dub take the one out here, which is a very, very good play from Dub.
Yeah, it will
Honestly,
just
not a
be
bad result from our survivors by all means. I believe this will be a 10 stage if I'm correct.
yeah, that will be a 10 stage, correct.
Yeah, we do see a very, very solid result of a 10 stage come through from Marco. Very, very unfortunate that he had such a rough win con of a 4K5 considering Flix was able to split pressure across the whole board. How do you feel about the two very different playstyles, Venno, that we saw tonight on this first set?
I mean, it's really interesting to watch different playstyles like versus each other, and in this case, we saw like the set the better play styles to hit and run and do more of a slugfest than the traditional play for tunnel, as seen by Flix doing just that and successfully securing a 4K4. Pretty insane stuff. But with that said, Oasis is not out of the game just yet. They now have their set pick, Deathslinger, coming up next after a short intermission.
Hello, hello, and we are back with the second half of our second set, but I didn't even have time to speak here because we see a beautiful first down, sorry, a beautiful first hit come through onto Crow here. This will be Marco playing for Oasis here, and I'm with my two lovely casters, Venomixel and Ghost the Goats. So let's see how
Yeah,
this set plays
uh,
out.
yeah. I mean, it's very interesting. The Hearts didn't have time to say hello, hello, welcome back. But I feel like we did start the recording for this particular set a little bit late. Like the early part of the crossing was skipped, but nonetheless, early part of even with the early part of the crossing getting skipped, still really really fast. Like tagging down coming through at the moment because just imagine crossing getting a tag right off rip first shot and then like following up with a really really good down. But as I see, we do see a
Oh,
little
the
like
missed flashlight save from Flix and feeding a hit. How do you feel about that, Ghost?
And that's very unfortunate. I think he should have got that, but
That is very,
it's
very rough.
unfortunate.
I think there is a ping difference to both teams, but I'm not too sure, Venus, so correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, I'm pretty sure ping difference came into play because the flashlight was shining the correct angle and this killer does not have light board as far as I'm
That is
aware,
so
so
yeah,
the
that's
blind should
so
have came through logically, and I feel like Ace feels pretty robbed at the moment, and we're just gonna be freely sitting topside with we've got pressure on topside too. That means that we can essentially just sit around topside and the hook, and we're gonna have to reset flicks or just play risky and risk Marco getting a really, really good result here. And
yeah,
we'll just
Ghost, I
be
wanted to ask you a question specifically. Sorry again, Venno, for cutting you off. It's been quite a thing that reoccurs a lot. But yeah, Ghost, I wanted to ask you, do you see Coop ran a lot in your region? Because in me and Venno's regions, we don't see this ran a lot in comp, even when it's allowed. So how do you feel about the perk Q, and do you see it used by any means in your region?
I don't see it very often, but I think he could come in very clutch this match,
Yeah, I agree
especially on
with you
that
on that.
slinger.
Because
I wish it
I've
was used
seen
more often.
I've seen the EU, like a lot of EU comps and stuff use Q over other perks, and I'm just like, I question it a lot, but then I see the value that it gets mid chase and how it can cut off certain tiles and fillers, and it's just like very, very nice to see. And as I say
Absolutely.
that, we did see Crow here getting unhooked and Dub coming in at the perfect timing to not force a trade, stalling out as long as possible, but Dub does end up going down. Looks like we're going to go to the bottom side of the map here towards Shack as we do see Scratchies, injured Scratchies actually, and this will be Crow starting the 1v1 here at Shack, dropping the Shack pallet and just opting to make as much distance as we can.
Oh, we're going
Not
for a
quite
little
hitting
bit of
that
an
beautiful shot
yeah,
there.
pretty ambitious shot. If we got it, that would have been really, really insane. And we do see nobody's really resetting. We still have Flex injured as well, and we do get a
Mm.
really, really good shot. Yeah, goes. I just need like your opinion on this shot. It's pretty insane to me. Like, what about to you, my friend?
I think that was definitely had to do something with ping, right? But it was a great shot.
We pop one gen, but you gotta keep in mind we've got two stages, soon to be three on board already, and all we've done is pop one gen to show for it. Not a great showing for our survivors of killers right now. Like like I said earlier, Oasis and the killer pick, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something off here and force a tiebreaker possibly later on. And we do have Crow on Death Hook and one more fresh, so we do still have two pain rares. And oh, we've got two coup de grace stacks now with the gen pot. It's going to be really interesting to see how these coup de grace stacks are used.
Yeah, with the Deathslinger being one of the weaker A tier killers, in my personal opinion, I believe his expected on this map, Suffer Pit 1, would be around 7 to 8 stages without Noed. Am I correct there, Venno? What are your
I
opinions on
think
it?
you would be correct. I feel like maybe it will be slightly higher 9 stages, but we're already seeing 3 and 4 gens. We do not have know it, and
Yeah,
we still got
that's
a
what I was
long,
just
long
gonna
way to
call
go.
out too. We've got three at yeah, we do got 3 at 4 gens, which is insane early pressure here. And we do have an injured across the board too, being Simply, and we are in chase with Flicks too, so we do have a lot going on for our killer here, which is absolutely beautiful for Marco.
Yeah, and we'll be seeing a pull coming through to try to avoid Death on Crow really early, but oh, I wonder how long Crow can last in chase here. Like, oh, we do have a short wall jungle gym, but we're not even. Oh, I thought we wanted to go for flicks for a second, but we do spot out Crow again, and Crow's just playing the McDonald's French fries tower here. I think they're just dead here unless they have life, which they do not. And they definitely do not have sprint burst either, so I think they're just out and down for the count in a matter of seconds here. I mean, we're playing this up pretty well though, like considering that this is the McDonald's French fry tower we're playing as well as we
Oh,
can, and
yeah,
ping
I
dip coming
believe
through.
there is a ping diff there because if Crow and Marco were both on normal ping, I think Crow would have made that beautifully, which is very, very unfortunate because Crow did play that very, very nicely, but the ping is just a big issue there, which is very, very unfortunate. But that will be Crow getting out of the game at 3 gens remaining, which is very, very good for Marco, but very, very unfortunate for our survivors having to go into a 3v1 position at 3 gens remaining. How do you feel about this,
I
Ghost?
mean, oh my bad.
No, I think I think the killer's playing really well. It was definitely needed to get it done out.
Yeah, I agree with you. He played for that tunnel out beautifully and secured another stage along the way, which is very nice. And sorry, Mr. Venner, I know you wanted to speak, so tell us what you think too.
I mean, what I think about the whole 3v1 situation, I feel like,
Yeah,
yeah, Survivor's in a pretty tough spot right now. And, I mean, to be fair, this was Marco's pick once again, so. Yeah, and, ooh, we do get our game audio back right now,
let's
so that's really,
go.
really
Game
neat.
audio is back. But yeah, game audio just came back at a beautiful time where we do see Flicks getting breaker zoned and Flicks just opting to run to the back of Shaq here. But opting to get the window vault, but it really means nothing. Oh, and as I say that, I was
Oi.
gonna say it really meant nothing, but it looks like Marco hits the edge of the window instead of Flicks, meaning Flicks makes absolute god distance here, which is beautiful. But I think he just went into basement. Am I correct there? He might have just went into basement. I
I'm not
think
sure.
Marco's a bit confused, but I think Flix has just went into basement here. Who knows? Looks like we're playing the back of Shaq actually. So, but getting a beautiful shot through the window here into the doorway. And
Oh,
oh
unfortunate,
my
yes.
god, this guy is becoming a window cleaner right now. He has just been cleaning these windows for the entity here. But it looks like we're just going to try and run around Shaq for as long as possible. Beautiful stall from Flick so far in the 3v1 situation. And the Coop coming in to secure the down. This will just be a basement hook by all means, I believe. Or we're going to try and drag for a pain res actually, which is very, very nice.
Yeah, we'll just be taking hook on the 7 here. Let's just take a look at this guy's gen split. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a 3 gen split, maybe 4 if you like, stretch it out to mid, but realistically, this is more like a
I
3
think
gen.
mid, yeah, this is realistically a 3 gen at more, not even a really tight one by all means for Deathslinger. But if Flix is sorry, if Marco is able to hold mid here and hold our Survivor dub off this mid gen, I believe he can make this a 4 gen if played right. But as we know, someone has went in and unhooked Flix being Simply here, so we cannot commit to dub for too long. And I think Marco is realizing this, and Marco's opting to go back to hook. How do you feel about Marco here opting to drop the chase onto dub Ghost?
I think it's a really good choice. He might need to tunnel out for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. How about you, Venno?
I mean, yeah, tunneling were like, Bro was a really good choice. Spawn, and now we have Flix here. Oh, we're getting down again really, really fast here.
Yeah, that was a beautiful fake with our gun there, pointing it out, making Flix do a little bit of a spin, predicting a shot there, which was very, very unfortunate, and then we shoot our second shot, which is very, very nice. Missing the shot onto dub, being a little bit impatient, but honestly, what can you really be impatient for? This kill is expected is around 9 stages, and you do have someone on the ground at 2 gens remaining and one person dead.
I mean, we're in a really, really tough spot right now, and we'll just be. Oh, is Flix dead on hook?
From
I don't
the
believe Flix is dead on hook
No,
yet.
I
Yeah,
don't think
he's
Flicks
yeah.
is dead on hook. Are you saying tough spot from survivor perspective or killer perspective?
Of course, it would be a tough spot for our
Yeah,
survivors. Our killer's in a
yeah,
healthy position. There are no
yeah. He's
means
in
in
a
a tough
beautiful
position.
position, and he's hooked closer to mid two, over on the bottom side of the map, which can so he can just hold both here, which is very, very lovely.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Dub taking Chase as far top as we can. Pretty logical
Oh,
from our survivors, like,
yeah.
bringing Chase to the opposite side of where Gens are.
Yeah, Venno, I wanted to comment. We did see how Marco was so patient on the nurse and how impatient he's actually being on the Deathslinger. How do you feel about this change in play style compared to the nurse
It's a
set?
very, very interesting change that I honestly didn't expect at first. I was gonna point it out at some point, but I mean, we've just not really had the time to point it out. Like, right off the start, Hearts didn't even have the time to finish the intro, and he already got a hit. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're just sitting on the hill here. Oh, we do spot an injured attempting to sprint burst out of the 3 gen here. I wonder if that's good enough to make it out. I really,
Yeah,
really doubt it.
I think if he gets caught off here now, but it looks like we're just dropping to commit to dub. And as we were talking about the impatient shots here, we are going to see another impatient and inconsistent shot come through. But we have seen some really lovely shots come through on this set so far, so I'm not too surprised. Marco here just trying to have a little fun while he can. Benno, what do you think this result will be?
I mean, I feel like. Oh, okay. I was about to say maybe a 4K2, but we do pop the gen bit, so realistically, it's a 4K1. I mean,
You think it's a 4K1? How about you guys?
Yeah, I think 4K1 too. With luck from the survivors, maybe 4K0, but
Yeah. I feel like if Simply is able to wrap towards the top side of the map in any way possible, and I just shouldn't even speak because Simply gets caught out in the window, which is very, very unfortunate. But I was gonna say if Simply is able to wrap down to the bottom, sorry, to the top side of the map, not get hooked in basement as he is now, I think the result could have been a 4K0 possibly. But we are hooked really deep into the 3-gen, underground in the 3-gen too, which is very, very unfortunate for Simply, meaning that Marco will most likely secure a 4K1, or if the survivors are cheating, they're 4K0.
we can sit on this here, just monitor these 2 gens for free, and the 3rd gen. It's just a little walk away, a stone's throw away, actually. So I mean, it's gonna be pretty difficult. Plus, we got the hook in the basement as well, so it's gonna be pretty damn hard for survivors to cross in the bottom side and get our basement survival without being, at least a trace. So survivors in a really, really tough pickle right now. Realistically, this is gonna be a 4K0 unless
Yeah, we
Marco
did see.
forgets to contest the gen over behind the logs, and our survivors can stealth and get on it.
Ooh, trying to get the shot attempt there, but missing, which is very, very unfortunate. Looks like we're going into basement just to check if Dub is possibly hiding here and just waiting till final second pull.
Yeah, I mean, we're just fully hovering around the shack here, and we're not really doing that much. We're just oh, it is okay. Interesting shot, unfortunate, and we have sprinters coming in again, but that's not gonna do much. We're running straight to McDonald's French fries style here.
Yeah, we do see another beautiful wait out on this tile here. Getting a lovely hit onto Flicks, meaning Dub is our last savior here and our final hope, having to go in and pull for this or commit to his gen. And we see Dub's gen does only have 2 bars of progress out of 4, which is very unfortunate, meaning it is at 50%. Flix is unable to pull this while injured, meaning we can just commit to Dub most likely.
Yeah, we'll just be going back on this hill once again, ready to snipe people off the hill and then distract, but we're just seeing Scratchy's mid. Our survivor's just not that bothered at the moment. And yeah, Hook's in basement once again. So, I feel like the survivor in basement currently, I think they're realistically just dead. We do see this gen behind locks cranking because Marco has not really been contesting it, but we do contest it in time. We do know our last survivor injured is at mid. And if we... Oh, that's... Yeah, that's...
Yeah, and Ghost, I wanted to call out Dub is opting to run towards the bottom side of the map instead of try and make distance towards the top side of the map. How do you feel about that?
yeah, I think he could have better run to the top side of the map to create some
Yeah, I
distance.
agree with you because
Or
I
at
feel
least stay healthy, but
I feel like running towards the bottom side of the map like you are here, it's like you're really giving the Marco the chance to secure that 4K one that he needs instead of the 4K zero possibility, because you are dying in the
Absolutely.
corner of the 3 gen. Just being able to slug this and go check up on the last gen in the corner there.
Yeah, and we'll just yeah, the gen's looking like a lot of progress, more than usual, and we do see okay, so we lock in
Oh
the
my
4K
god.
zero.
That is beautiful coming in from our survivors. I assume Flix might have told Dub to continue running to the bottom side of the map, but yeah, as we can see, Flix is one with the bush. I did not see Flix. I don't know if you saw him, Venom, but I clearly didn't. Did you?
Yeah, I did see him a little, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, I kind of couldn't. He's one of the bush, and I
He is
mean,
the bush.
theoretically, if Dub bleeds out, that's a loss of 2 points for the killer since Dub's worth 3 points and bleed outs only give one.
Yeah, but Dub's
But
got so much time left on his bleed out timer, so I think we're just gonna opt to check the whole bottom side of the map and then make our way through mid.
secure the hatch first. No adrenaline play, definitely not. So killer is just 4 minutes to cross across the whole map and look for a crawling slug. And now with our audio back, we will be able to hear the slug from our killer's POV. And we don't even need to hear, we just see the blood and we take the pick here.
Honestly, a very beautiful result from Marco here. I think he could have Loki secured a 4K1 if he was much more patient with his shots, specifically around the middle side of the map here when he committed to Dub, literally where Dub was just hooked now. Do you have anything else to add, Ghost, about the set?
Yeah, I think we've seen some incredible plays on both sides. A lot of patience from the survivors, just doing gens, and a lot of pressure from the killer too.
Do you have anything else to add, Venomixel?
No, I don't believe I've got anything else to add. I'm just saying, like, killers, killer, they're gonna need to get like a 4K1 to win here, a 4K zero to tie. So we'll be back with that after a short intermission. Will be pretty interesting to see if they can meet this win con and tie in a clean 2-0. And welcome back to our second half of our second set of the No Synergy Finals. We will now have Flix on the Death Slinger, meeting a win con of 4K1 and a tie con of 4K0. We will have Sloppy, Eruption, Corrupt, and Painter. So we've got 3 gen slowdowns, and Sloppy's kind of an indirect gen slowdown in the sense that survivors are going to need to spend more time resetting. And once again, we cross and we spawn a survivor straight away, but to be fair, Suffocation Pit is a pretty chokehold map where if you cross, it's gonna be pretty hard to for survivors to cross without getting seen at some point. So yeah, and we're already on to Zuzu. Yeah, ooh, okay.
Yeah, but no, I feel like the last build we saw from our killer Marco was a much more confident build, in my opinion, using Q and leverage instead of more slowdown perks. How do you feel about this build instead being like what I'd like to say a much more full-on and heavy build and a much more expected build that you'd see?
I mean, I just feel like Flix is trying to play safe here. He's just trying to get this 4K1 so he can tie things up as a clean kill. He doesn't really want to goof around with, overconfident builds or take chances with hexes. So yeah,
Fair
understandable
enough.
choice from Flix, and a good one at that. And we'll just be dragging our down towards the top side of the map here where we did spawn. So we got like 2% of gen pressure on this gen at 10 here, and we're just gonna dry kick it. We've got the eruption gameplay here. And we'll be checking that trap to make sure nobody's stealthing the rat back for a gen that has 2% on it. And we do see a survivor on main. We do see Scratchies going for the pull. That's pretty fast. We know 3 survivors on top side go and return, and that's not really ideal for survivors, our killer knowing that 3 of them are all sitting top side at the moment.
Yeah, taking an ambitious swing through the pallet, but I think Zuzu has already sonicked out of this loop and made it towards the bottom side of the map. But we do see Demi, I believe, here. One lovely survivor running to the edge map over on the bottom side of the map and trying to play this out for as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean, we're running edge map here, so this is going to be a hit. We can't really make that much distance, and this should just be a quick, dandy little 2-tap here. Like, Flix's 4K1 from, this early game I'm seeing so far, it really, really does look like it's coming together. 2 stages
Honestly,
at 5 gens.
Demi playing this edge map as well as I think you could possibly ever play this edge map, running that Z-wall beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, looking at our gen split, I think we... Oh, okay, our gen split is looking a little bit interesting. I think the gen like on like the top midish area, I think that might be like short 12, and if so, that's a holdable 3 gen. I feel like, but not as good as the last one that our last killer had because we do have main on the top side as compared to like bottom. And as I said, we do pop 2 gens top, so the top 3 gen is not shut down. It wasn't really a great 3 gen anyway. Now we do have 2 gens mid and 2 gens bottom.
Yeah, it's looking like a much more unplausible 3-gen to hold here compared to the last one that we saw. How do you feel about this 3-gen split instead of last game's 3-gen split, Ghost?
I think they got a really good split here.
Yeah,
I don't have much to add here.
it's okay. We do see our killer opting to slightly chase Marco and then take a shot and then just go back to Demi's hook. Do keep in mind our win con is a 4k1, I believe, and we do have 2 gens popping for Demi's first hook.
Yeah, we'll just be securing the second stage onto Demi, making him a fast and easy tunnel out here. Like, Flix knows that he needs to get this 4k1, and he's kind of going to get a tunnel, especially with his particularly atrocious gen split here.
We do have Eruption applied on our top gen towards the right side of Shack. Sorry, our bottom gen towards the right side of Shack here. And it is being pressured by Martin, I believe, or Marco. I believe this will be Marco, actually. Pressuring this gen beautifully in the urban invasion and crouch tech through the kneecaps coming through. That was very, very beautiful from Marco. Making the killer waste as much time as possible for FTP to come through on the Death Hook survivor, which is Demi. Demi has to run a beautiful chase for our survivors to pop 2 more gens here, which I believe Demi could possibly do. But as I say that, Demi is caught out on the hill, jumps off the hill into the killer's arms, gives the killer a little hug, and is now running towards the edge map again. An Eruption
And a little attempt to vault the window. I think that this spacebar might have died. I'm gonna be real here, like, they were hugging the window for a good second, and we run into our fellow survivor Ace as well, and that gen at 50% of progress, so not a great spot to die in, I feel, and we could just apply Eruption on the... No, we can't. Eruption's still cooldown, actually, but we do get the kick through anyway. Oh, we do see another gen pop here, despite us being in a 3v1. Do keep in mind that our gen split is atrocious. And, our survivors have been playing pretty well so far, so, I mean, I feel like our survivors can pop 1 more gen and at least force the tie, but realistically, I do see, like, Oasis winning this set and forcing a tiebreaker set of what I believe would be the Wraith on Dead Dog Saloon here. But with that said, we're just gonna take a look at this current set that's going on at the moment. Marco dodged a few shots, good stuff. And, Flix doesn't really have the time, like, things are pretty tight for him right now. He's gotta get a 4k right now to win.
I mean, this was Oasis's pick of killer, if I'm correct here. So I'm not surprised that Oasis is going to take away their pick for the win tonight, most likely, which is what it's looking like, because we're currently at tie condition with 2 injured survivors across the board who are split out, and we are taking chase somewhere that is very, very far away from our gens. Zuzu playing this edge map, sorry, not this edge map, this main tile perfectly, but getting hit through the window, which is very, very unfortunate. This will be Zuzu going down, possibly a pain res, if I'm correct.
I I seriously doubt it. Like, we've got 2 stacks of pain res left, and we have 2 freshes left. So no, this would not be a pain res, unfortunate. If this was a pain res though, it might have been huge for a killer, like, the minus 25% would have been, like, huge to compensate for the fact that he had a chase top side, and the gens are mostly bottom side here. And we do see gen at 4 at 75, but our killer's not really caring about that. We're just fully going towards 5, and the gens also 75 here. Our killer's in such a rough spot right now, but...
Yeah, getting a beautiful shot onto Marco though. And I believe we're just going to opt to commit to Marco here, knowing that we need our pain res. Marco running Shack beautifully here, not letting our killer chase him for the longest time, just opting to kick this gen and possibly go back and chase Marco.
Yeah, I mean, we have to go to the gen at 4, that's at 75 as well, like, survivors could be doing that too. And as we head over to it, oh, okay, it's not 75, it's more on the 50 side of things here, so that's a little bit of a missed call on my side, but it's all good. And we now see a survivor trying to do the gen top here. Very, very interesting choice. And we do see resets coming through main. One survivor's trying to get back on the gen at 5, and our killer's crosses back down to 5. Our Mia gets the memo and pre-leaves super duper early. So by the time the slinger arrives, there's no, like, oh, we do We do still see scratchies, but we make it the shack and the pallets ready to drop.
Yeah, our survivor Marco opting to jump into the basement to try and not get hit while our killer was breaking the pallet, which is a very, very beautiful play from Marco. As we see, Marco's just trying to run to the edge, play around the hill here, distract our killer. But we do have Eruption applied on all 3 gens, and Marco's just able to stall out for as long as possible here, while our survivors possibly pop their gen.
Now, Ghost, I need your opinion on, committing on this Nier right now, especially when the gen being doubled by Zuzu and Martin is at 80, and that was 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, I think he's overcommitting right now. If we get an version off right now, that would be perfect, but I don't think it's gonna help a lot for him.
Yeah, I
Though
mean,
this is a fresh survivor, though this could be another pain res, who knows? That is really, really unfortunate.
yeah, we'll not be seeing pain res. We have gates. Oh, gate spread is so bad as well. We've got a gate 3 and a gate 10. That is not great on suffocation pit. And we do spot Martin though, very interesting. I mean, Martin might just be stalling out for Zuzu to make it up, because as long as Zuzu makes it up, that's the win, and we will have to play a tiebreaker, Brave, that Doc Salute, and we see gates opening up. Yeah, I think Zuzu's just gonna take us to secure this win right now.
Yeah, Zuzu probably just chilling in the exit gate, having a little vibe, emoting in the exit gate. And as I say that, we do see Zuzu leave.
Yeah,
This will be the second set win going to Oasis. Is Marco able to make it out, though? That's the real question.
Yeah, oh, he does. It's really cool. I think they must have opened the gate at 3 then. Like, making it to 10 will be a pretty impressive feat here. With that said, really, really good set overall. And, I would just like go 64. I would just like your thoughts before we move on to our final set of the night here.
Yes, I think those were 2 excellent sets. I think both killers played extremely well. Survivors are very patient, and I like to see that. So congrats to them. It was very, very good.
Yeah, that's it.
Marco's still coming out on top, in my opinion, with still playing the impatient playstyle, but still making it out on top, which is very, very nice. I just think it really came down to the survivors instead of the killer here. But we did see 2 different builds, which was very, very nice to see too. Do you have anything else to add, Venno?
No, with that said, we'll be back with our rave set after a short intermission. And welcome back to definitely our final set of our No Synergy finals. Now, it's just come down to this, and this rave set here, we're gonna have Flix starting off for killers here, and I wonder what Flix is gonna. Oh, very interesting, very, very interesting. We after the stuck on the locker, and we get a survivor from Oasis right over it. That is really, really unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, yes.
Yeah, we'll just be taking this free hook. Our survivors are basically in a really, really tough spot. Our Nibble killer sold a half the air, sticking it off the locker right off the start. That's such an interesting bug. I mean, I feel like if I was like in the survivor's position, I would be calling for a restart ASAP if the bug was on my end as well, but that's not really that important now. Oh, we get
looks like we're spotting Demi out here towards the water tower, which is very unfortunate, getting Pocos through the pallet, and we see Blood Favor come through here, which is very, very unfortunate, not letting Demi play anything else besides this resource that he has on the 5 side of the map, and even then it looks like we're just opting to drop Demi and go back to the hook on Marco, or actually go back to main where we spot out Zuzu here trying to be a bartender in his past life, and opting to play the back of main here for as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna be playing the really, really unsafe fella. Now, once again, I would just like to remind everyone of how tough our survivors are having it at the moment here.
Yeah, it's looking really, really rough for our survivors. And as I say that, Zuzu just playing this rock perfectly, stalling out his first hit for as long as possible, being able to make main here, but taking a hit for it, which isn't too bad at all, by all means. Looks like we're just going to drop chase onto Zuzu here, go towards Water Tower where we spot out Marco and Demi. But as I say that, it looks like we're coming back to main, and we're going to commit to Zuzu, seeing that Blood Favor is up across the board.
Yeah, and I mean, we do see 3 tags on the board, and now we have Zuzu going down as well, and of course we see a really, really risky build. Of course we see Blood Favor giving us a lot of value, Runes also likely giving us value. But we've not seen Haunted Ground get popped yet, and also the fact that, Hex builds in general are just really risky. Like, Flix is on the all-or-nothing grind set right now, because if these survivors do cleanse our hexes, we will be down to just having a sloppy, but to be fair, we do have Haunted, so if our survivors are on the hex game, our killer's gonna gain, like, the effect of having all survivors exposed for a while later on. But we will see what
Yeah.
happens. And we will be going back towards the one side of the map here. Yeah, our killer's just surging around, not really catching out anyone yet.
Honestly, Haunted Blood Favor is such a beautiful combo in my opinion because it's like a 1 in 3 chance you get the totem that you really need, and then a 2 in 3 chance that you get fucked by a totem, respectfully. But it looks like we do see a hit come through onto Martin, and it looks like we're gonna drop Martin's chase to commit to Zuzu here with a little bit of some mind games. And it looks like we're gonna try and mind game this tile again, and it does work. That was a beautiful mind game coming in from our killer here. Just playing this out beautifully. Flick's opting to pick up Zuzu here, and I believe this will be Zuzu's second stage. Correct me if I'm wrong, Venom.
Yeah, I think this would be Zuzu's second stage since we did have that one really unfortunate stage around near at the start of the game, and we're just taking this to the basement to possibly secure our kill right here, right now.
Looks like we're heading over towards the gallows side of the map here to see if we can spot anything out, but it doesn't look like we spot anyone out. We're going to head back towards the 5. Never mind, we're going to go up to the 8 side of the map here to our finish gen, seeing if we can spot anyone here. Again, doesn't look like we spot anyone. Just checking up on our totems.
Yeah, I mean, our survivors are pretty stealthy. They've got to figure out a way to get their resets off, though. We're not playing 3 injured. That's a pretty bad way to play the game. We do pop a gen. We do blow up a gen as well, and we do catch our injured survivor. This is going to be a really, really fast down. We're going to have 2 downs across the board. Not that great. No, Oasis
Yeah,
survivors.
beautiful body block coming in from Flix here onto Demi. Demi not expecting the body block to come through, and it does come through, which is very, very unfortunate for Demi. Demi getting slugged here. Looks like we're just going to opt to go back for Zuzu here. We don't care about anyone else. We're in love with Zuzu. We want Zuzu out of this game. Venom, how do you feel about this?
I
Opting
mean,
to not
pretty
out
good
Zuzu?
decision, honestly. Like, we could just get Zuzu out and then focus on Nia because she gave a free stage really early on
Yeah.
due to, once again, the unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, that was very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, we'll play this tower pretty well, honestly, but as I say that, we do try to rotate off to another tower that's slightly less safe. How long can we really play this tower for here? I don't feel like we can play that for that long.
I mean, can I be brutally honest? Zuzu is my favorite survivor on all of these sets here. Possibly one of the best, in my opinion. I love watching his chases, and he always plays so beautifully. But it looks like every chase has an end, and Zuzu will be going down at gallows here, just on the gallows.
We're swinging, but we're scared of the head-on, but
Yeah.
nothing comes through. Yeah, and we'll just be going back to our Gen 1. That looked pretty close, and we do see the sparkles on it, meaning that someone's trying to get off of it, and we do see it do pop, actually. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, very, very nice, but it looks like we're just going to opt to commit to Demi here. We spot out Demi in a worse position than Martin, so we're just going to take this down onto Demi, possibly slug, look for Martin over towards the 3-2 side of the map, and then go from there. Also, I don't know if you had mentioned Venno while I wasn't here, but we are using the OCE clock, meaning we are currently at 2, and Gallows is considered towards shallow 8.
Yeah, well, we've not spotted our remaining 2 survivors yet. They know if they've got to not get found. If they get found, it's over. But I just want to take a second to look at our gen split, and it's looking pretty atrocious. We have 4, 6, and Gallows, and what's our last gen? Oh, we do catch up one of our stealths. Yeah, we got a 4 gen going on 4 to Gallows. But with that 4 gen set, we're getting it down. At least you do get pick on
Do you know
Demi.
where Marco is, though? Because we do know where Demi went down, meaning we're possibly able to make a comeback from this and get that 4K2 that we need.
Yeah, I mean, we just got a lot of nice notification on the gen as well, so I imagine it's gonna be a nightmare for us farmers to stealth or do anything really, and we do see scratchies too. I think Flix is more concerned about someone rapidly get picked onto Martin instead of, like, chasing for another down towards the 7-9 side of the map, since we did see but ignore scratches 7 to 9, but yeah, it's paid off. We see Nia's gonna go down. We know our last survivors between 7 and 9 at this point in time. They couldn't have crossed that fast.
Ooh, not getting the down onto Marco, which is very, very unfortunate for Flix, but we do see Marco vault the pallet, forcing the locker, actually. But did he get the pick onto Martin there? Am I a bit delusional? Did I see Martin
I
get picked there?
think I think Demi was the one that did the pick
Oh
actually,
my.
and
Oh,
Flix is
Demi did the
away
pick?
up there.
That is insane. Looks like Demi here getting spotted over towards the 8 side of the map. Demi just has to run for as long as possible, play this pallet for as long as they can. It looks like they're caught out in a terrible position, not being able to make it anywhere, so dying towards Gallows here.
Yeah, we'll be taking pick onto Demi, and oh, we're not bringing basement, we're bringing them to 5. Actually, I would have personally slapped them on the basement, but the decision's already paying off. We do see a near at 5. We can take chase almost immediately right after. What is Nia doing at 5 right now? I think Nia was expecting our killer to hook in the basement, and so, like, she was
Yeah,
caught
just
off
trying
guard
to
by
get
our
some
killer
gen
dragging
pressure
5.
too, because gen pressure across the board isn't looking too good for our survivors. And then we are at 2 gens remaining, which is very, very terrible against the Wraith. What is Wraiths expected usually? I think it's around 7 to, like 6 to 7 on this map, depending on your perks. But yeah, we are going to spot out Nia here, running towards the front of main, and it's looking very, very unfortunate for our survivors. How do you feel about this, Venno?
Yeah, I definitely feel like our survivors in a really, really unfortunate position at the moment.
Yeah, how do you feel about our survivors' position, Ghost, currently? Yeah, they are caught out in not too good of a position, which is very, very unfortunate. Martin specifically here, but being able to vault just in time, which is very, very unfortunate for Flix here, having to opt to drop this chase, go towards the 5 side of the map, seeing if we can spot anyone out, but it doesn't look like we spot anyone out just yet. Opting to come around the backside towards 5 just to, I don't know, scare our survivors a little more, I can say. Just to be a little bit more unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, we're just rapidly going around our 4 gen looking for survivors, but I feel like if our survivors are smart, they will be rotating out of the 4 gen and trying to get resets on board here. But as I say that, we do catch up the survivor trying to sneak in on the Gallows gen.
Yeah, it looks like we're just opting to break zone Martin here for as, but it looks like Martin does have another pallet here to play, which is very unfortunate for Flix.
Yeah,
But
it's the
then again,
same palette as
Flix
well,
is not
yeah.
having it. Flix is just saying, "Fuck this pallet. I'm gonna break it, and I'm gonna leave you," and just go towards the 5 side of the map, seeing if we can spot anyone out at Water Tower. And it does look like we spot out Demi, which is the exact survivor that Flix really, really wants right now to get this tunnel out. And as I say that, we get a beautiful fast down onto Demi here, opting to slug this actually and not hook Demi, considering Demi is Death Hook Venom. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think Demi's dead on hook yet, since we have 3 stages on Zuzu. We know that Nia gave 1 stage, so Demi's only 1 hooked right now.
Ah,
So
very, very
even
good
if we
point.
hook Demi, Demi's not dead yet. But as I said, we do fight Nia. Our last fresh remaining would be Martin, and we've no eyes on him right now. Yeah, Netflix just
Yeah, we
sitting
saw
here.
Scratchy, so we're just opting to sit at the top of main here, have an eye, see when we're gonna go for the pick for Demi, and just go back and grab Martin here. Do keep in mind there is still the possibility of Demi bleeding out here. Just swinging ambitiously through the pallet. Oh, but it does work out in his favor. Very, very unfortunate. Just gonna opt to slug Martin actually, and go back for Demi and Marco. Just a bit of a ping pong gameplay. How do you feel about this, Ghost? Like the whole
Yeah,
ping pong
there's.
style he's going
Oh,
for.
my it's not
I
Ghost.
think it's a good choice for sure. No, it's a good choice. He needs the pressure.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's getting
Although
so
I
much
think
pressure
he
out of
already won a
this.
match.
Yeah, he's been getting so much pressure out of this.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm hearing a survivor or just the Wraith's own footsteps. I think that's the Wraith's own footsteps, no survivor in sight here. So survivors just in the 4 gen again, just trying to bang out as many gens as possible by brute force and by playing the ping pong game. I
I
wonder.
mean, I'd like to counteract
Oh,
what Ghost had said. Ghost had said that the killer has already won this, but there could be a possibility that our survivor just opts to keep Martin on the ground here, let Martin bleed out. Chase goes on to Demi or something, and then a gen pops. Who knows? Like anything could really happen here.
That's absolutely true, yeah.
yeah, but
But
as you
yeah,
guys said
Marco
it,
getting the beautiful firecracker coming through onto Flix, and then faking the window, but unfortunately still getting hit. Just again, gonna opt to slug Marco, play the ping pong game, go towards the 8 side of the map, and see if we can spot our last 2 survivors out.
yeah, we do see Scratchies and Blood Box once again, and oh, this is gonna be a quick. Oh, we unfortunately
Ooh, very,
swing
very
ahead
unfortunate.
wall.
Yeah, Martin dropping that beautifully. I think we're gonna opt to break zone here, and that is exactly what we're doing. Just gonna opt to break this again, but the Volt's coming through. Breaking again. I believe this map is now just dead side here. Correct me if I'm wrong, Veno. Yeah, it does look like it's dead because Martin is opting to run edge map. And again, we see the pick come through onto Marco, meaning we're probably just going to ping pong. But with the force knocker, we might just opt the hook here.
Yeah, and we will be taking hook onto 8 here. And oh, this is our last fresh gun. And now if we still do have all of our totems up here. I mean, to be fair, having Hot the Grounds kicking right now would not be especially useful. We do have all survivors injured, but at the same
Yeah,
time, we don't particularly have time to set aside to cleanse our totems here and play the game of are we gonna cleanse Haunted? Are we gonna cleanse Rune? Are we cleansing yeah, and we do find a reset going on here. Absolutely crazy. I think
yeah,
this
this
is
is
it.
exactly what Flix needed to get this 4K2 result. He needed to spot out a reset or spot out 2 survivors nearby and have 2 survivors in his FOV at all points. And as we say that, we do see Demi here just trying to play this pallet out for as long as possible, but just gonna get it broken. Possibly going to try and catch Demi out on this window, and it is looking like a 4K2 on the Wraith secured for Killer's team. Very, very unfortunate for our survivors. Our survivors would have to, I believe, get a 4K3 here to come back from this, but there is still the possibility of Marco bleeding out to tune down that win con a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Marco isn't really worth that much points. So, like, even them bleeding out doesn't tune things down that much. Yeah, it tunes things down by like 1 gen, so we can, if Marco does bleed out, we can treat it as a Killer getting a 4K1 instead of a 4K2, which would make the win con for Oasis Killer a 4K2 instead of a 4K3. Like, Oasis Killer is such a rough sport right now.
And again, this is all just a big if. Like, even a 4K1 win con would be terrible. And as you say that, I believe we did hear our Nia nearby here, so let's see if we can spot her out.
Yeah, I think we're just not spotting her at the moment, we're roaming around the map. I mean, this is Wraith Claw can just roam around at high speed and look for survivor easily, but we're just gonna secure our hatch list to make sure no one gets it.
Would be funny if he didn't secure it and like a drone or something came through. That would be really, really funny. Now Nia was nearby to towards hatch here, which is very, very nice from our Nia. Marco setting up perfectly for that hatch. It's very, very unfortunate that it is a small map like DDS, meaning the killer with a lot of mobility being Wraith can just make his way back and forth and spot you out if you are trying to cross for hatch like that. But yeah,
Yeah, and
4K2 coming in, which is not too bad from Flix at all. Like, that is an insane result, especially on such a weak killer, being a C tier killer, I believe. Our survivors, sorry, our killer for Oasis will need to get a 4K3 at best to get that win con.
yeah, and we will be back with that after a short intermission to see if Oasis's Killer can accomplish the 4K3.
Hello, hello, and we are back with what is the final set of tonight because there is no other set after this. This is literally the final set of the night. We do have Marco on the Wraith for Oasis, and we are spotting out someone insanely fast here being, who is this? I believe this is Flix. Yeah, Flix getting spotted out really, really fast here. And we're just going to have to make this chase really quick because we do need to secure a 4K3 on the killer side. But a beautiful pocket hit coming through onto Flix, and Flix is just going to try and play for as long as possible here. But I don't believe Flix will be able to chain into anything else considering the Blood Favor came in.
Oh, and we do have an identical build to our last Killer, down to the perk order actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's literally the same exact perk order.
I mean, we do have worse totem spots for a fact. Like, we have a 1 totem just sticking out at 1. So,
And again, I believe survivors are just scared of the fact that Haunted is a thing that's allowed on the set, which is very, very rough. So it is 4 totem perks across the board, 2 that have insane pressure, and 2 that can proc at any time that the survivors decide to cleanse. Beautiful
yeah.
hit coming in off the turret.
Yeah, really nice hit, and we'll just be breaking the pallet, cloaking, and going back towards our hook here. No, actually, we're gonna commit to Crow. Interesting. I mean, we do need to get a lot of downs fast. Oh. Don't waste time here. He does get this little vault off, and he breaks off to the 7th side of the map here. Really good stuff. Really impatient to Marco, but that's not how you want to do it. I understand you're on a time crunch, you're on a tough win, but that's not the way, my friend.
But regardless, I think Marco has had a very, very beautiful start so far. This is his second injured survivor here, and it will be his second hook if he gets this down really fast.
I mean, realistically, our survivor's gonna make it into the pallet, but this is not a great pallet to make it into either way, so there is a high chance we're fine and we do get this down really fast anyway, and that's what happens.
Yeah, we'll just be taking the hook onto Crow, playing more for freshies here to get those pain res stacks on board and use them. And there we go, we see our second pain res stack being used, and we do hear our ace, I believe, scream on a gen. And there we are, we spot out the gen being the 5 street gen there.
Yeah, and we'll just be going back to 5 and yeah, we'll just be uncloaking on our ace here, getting what most likely be a nice tag. I mean, this is literally a U-shaped tile here.
I mean, Ace Flix is like he's literally just playing this out perfectly. Like I haven't seen anyone play this out as good as Flix right now. Just running around for as long as possible, and oh my god, that is a beautiful chain into the window. Venno, how do you feel about that chain into the
Yeah,
window?
absolutely insane chain. I mean, granted that the window spawning there was good RNG for Flicks, but still really good chain. And
Yeah, how
we
about
have to
you,
leave
Ghost? How do
this.
you
We
feel
know we
about
don't
that
have time
chain
for this.
too?
We do spawn out reset going on, but that's ready to take the hit if necessary. But oh, we're out of position to take the hit. I think this is just gonna be a down. We do rotate
Yeah,
back into position just in time though.
I was asking Ghost. Ghost, how do you feel about that chain into the window that we saw down from Flix over
I
towards
think he had a
the
really good
far
setup
side of
there.
the
He was
map?
lucky with the window for sure.
Yeah, he was really lucky with the window, but he played that beautifully, identifying the window earlier.
Absolutely.
We are going to see a beautiful down come through onto Crow, which will be on second stage after this hook does come through.
Yeah, I mean, Marco's still gonna up the pace of his game a little bit. Like having Defo get 4 gens against Wraith, respectable. Oh no! We get a
Oh,
4K
this
right
is a win
now.
con. Yeah, he does really need a win con. Sorry, he does need a 4K right now to secure his win con here.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough. I think Marco just needs to go full on slugfest now. He does not have the time to focus about us really, unless
But
we
a
get
hook
like.
in a basement is very strong. If survivors do try and pressure this, that could possibly be a throw from the survivors.
I mean, to be fair, we've got to have one survivor just sitting on a gen on like 2 or 3, and not remaining for survivors doing nice any means necessary with 2 survivors congregated around in 2-3 side of the map. We do have two
Yeah, and
downs now, but
Dub dying towards the pallet that he had just picked up, which is very unfortunate. And our survivor here trying to play front of main, but blood favor does exist, which is very unfortunate. I don't know why we have impatient swings with blood favor on the board, but we do see a hit come through onto Flix, opting to drop this and go for Simply and Crow, who were just unhooked. But as I say that, we're just letting them leave here. Very weird in my opinion. What would you do here, Venno? Would you go back for the basement hook there, or would you commit to Flix here?
I mean, Flix is in main, so like I would just go back and secure and zone the survivor to the 7 to 9 side, which I feel like is not relatively unsafe because of Chase has already gone there before. Pallets would probably be broken, and our tunnel out, which just came fresh out of the basement, they would be down fast.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I wouldn't commit to Flix here. I think Flix being one of the strongest survivors on this set with the beautiful chase coming through every time we've seen so far. But we are spotting out Simply Amazing, the one and only here, getting a beautiful pallet stun onto Marco here, just stalling out for as long as possible as we make it towards the stick side of the map. And it looks like we're just opting to drop this chase onto Simply, go back towards the back of main and see if we can spot anyone out. As I say that, we do hear our two injured survivors here, Flix, but Flix hitting the teabags and blocking the window, which is very unfortunate. So this will be another down another down coming through onto Flix. Sorry, English is hard, guys.
Yeah, we're going back to the 8 side of the map here, and we do see this gen at 50% of progress. The survivor's injured. This is going to be a quick down. Actually, no, it's really unsafe pallet to play, but we would not
Oh
be
my
lost
god,
any
the
longer with
greed.
this.
That was a very beautiful greed from Crow, but it wasn't enough. Crow going down now. This will be Crow out of the game at 3 gens, which is not looking bad at all for our killer. He's in a similar situation that Flix was in last game, where we do have a 3v1 remaining, and we're just probably going to try and ping pong here with 2 injured across the board.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta keep in mind that Marco needs to get a little bit of a better result than our last killer to finish this win. I mean, if he gets the same result, it'll just be a replay of the set again. This
Yeah, but
should
it
be a
doesn't
good
seem
down.
like that's what's going to happen, Venno, because we do have 3 injured across the board, barely any pressure on the board. Ruin also ruining those gens that are left, and we do spot out the reset as I'm saying this, so it's not looking too good for our survivors, as we do have 2 survivors in our POV here, being able to possibly get a fast down onto Flix here on this tile. And Flix does grade this tile out beautifully. Like, Flix is just playing out of his mind tonight. Like, oh my god. But I believe this is all that Flicks right here. This because there's not much you can really chain that Edna killer into. So Flicks will be going down. Reset does come through onto Dub. So that means we know that Dub and Simply are with each other right now.
Yeah, we'll just be taking our hook on hook 11 here, and now we have flex of death hook. So if we tunnel out flex fast after they get unhooked, there is a chance that this 4K3 could come through. And we do, yeah. I mean, the fact that we have the reset coming through just means that we don't have much gen pressure.
Yeah, again with Ruin just tackling out any pressure that's left on those gens, which is very, very unfortunate. How do you feel about the repeat use of the build, Ghost?
I think it's a smart choice, especially with the rune and
Yeah,
haunted. I think they
Ruin
definitely
Haunted
need
is
it.
just such a beautiful combo to see, and pairing it with Blood Favor too, it's just very, very
Absolutely.
lethal.
Yeah, the 33.3% chance and the 66.6% chance like that you're on about. Yeah, that's such a good point.
Yeah. And it looks like we are just going to spot Simply trying to wrap back for the gen, being a little bit too impatient, meaning Simply will be going down here really, really fast, not having anything to chain into on the two side of the map here. Just opting to take the pick onto Simply, possibly hook towards our Gallows gen. Sorry, not our Gallows gen, our Water Tower gen, but no, it looks like we're just going to drag towards the one side of the map. Hook over here at 1, I believe this will be another pain res coming through, and it is exactly that, Dub being our last pain res on the board.
Yeah, and we're going back to the 11 side of the map here, and oh yeah we don't see any spiders though. Pretty interesting, and we do
Yeah, but we
see
do hear a loud noise notification, which is very, very unfortunate, meaning we do know where both remaining survivors are across the board, being Simply getting just unhooked by Flicks and Dub Trouble here over on the Edge Map 8 side. Dub dropping this pallet beautifully just in time, getting the stun on the Killer. Killer just going to opt to break zone, and I think we're just going to do exactly that. But are we able to chain into this Dub? You have to play this out perfectly. Oh, very, very unfortunate getting caught out and mind game by Marco, the one and only.
yeah. I mean, now that we've got a down, we've got an injure as well. We do spot out our last healthy survivor, but I don't think we're that concerned about that at the moment. We're just yeah, yeah. I don't think we want to chase a healthy survivor. We don't have the time for that as much as our killer's solid pressure at the moment because all it takes is one minor mistake on the killer's end, and that will be the gen pop coming through.
Yeah, just off of what you've seen tonight so far, Ghost, who are you rooting for? Who do you think is actually going to take home this final set? Do you think Killer's Survivors will take this home, or Oasis's Killer will take this home?
I'm not too sure, honestly. Who were the first killers on the first nurse set?
The first Killers on the first nurse set was Killers, so Team Killers.
I think killers got this done.
Yeah, how about you, Venom? Any opinions?
I mean, as on race sets as a whole, I mean, I can't even lie. These two race sets have been really interesting so far. We've been seeing a lot of ping pong going on here.
Yeah, but who do you think will, like, overall take home this final win, though? Because I'm rooting for Oasis heavily right now. How about you?
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like this could easily end up as a 4K2. This could end up as a tie, and we could end up replaying this. But who knows? We'll just stay seated and watch. But we do have a chance for 4K3 to come through, considering everyone's injured at the moment. I mean, we've just been ping ponging. No progress has really been made so far. We're just waiting for one side to make a mistake so the other side can capitalize on it.
Yeah, but it looks like we're actually just opting to pick up Simply this time, which I find as a very, very smart decision in my opinion, considering that we're just opting to hook towards a gen here and getting our last pain rest stack coming through.
Yeah, and ooh, yeah, we do have two Deathhook survivors now. Our survivors are trying their best to stop. It's pretty hard, oh, we do see a crow flying away near Hook, but we're not really going back to check on that. That might have just been the Hook triggering the crow.
Yeah, but we do finally spot out Flix here, who is probably the strongest survivor on this set, who can chain every tile into literally everything. And as I say that, he does get the stun onto Marco here. Marco just opting to break zone this, but how long can Flix really last here? I believe this is just a dead zone currently.
Yeah, and I think this is most likely just gonna be a quick death.
Yeah, can't really do much on the Z wall there. We do see, I believe this was Dub and Simply just trying to pressure that gen, get as much pressure as they can across the board, as Rowan is just going to keep tackling at it once they leave, which they do have to do, which is very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, quite unfortunate, but yeah, it should still work out for Yeah, I mean, it will work out for Killer, not so much for survivors, my bad. And yeah, we do get another down. We've got two downs. We've made it a lot further than we've had so far in this ping pong. And yeah, things are looking towards our killer's favor. We're heading straight back to our previous luck, and our last survivor is heading straight there as well. So this is gonna end up as they clash between the two, and it's just gonna end with a 4K3 win for Oasis Rave. Pretty insane stuff. Both killers electing to play the ping pong style, and Marco just doing it just a little bit better. And I
Yeah, that
mean,
is that is just insane. Low-key, I thought these survivors were going to be able to secure some pressure across the board in the 3v1 and possibly pop another gen to force a tie. But it looks like Marco just coming out on top for Team Oasis here and securing them the win that they needed. So very, very well played to both teams tonight, but Oasis just coming out on top overall. Both sides had played really, really well on both Killer and Survivor, and it was an honor casting with you two tonight. I know Ghost, you specifically are really, really new to casting, and I believe this was your
Yes,
first time. How did you enjoy it? Is everything all good with you?
absolutely. Yeah, no, I really did enjoy it. I was a bit nervous for it, as you could tell, maybe, but I hope I did. I did well tonight.
Yeah, I think you did great. And it was an honor
All
casting
right.
with you as usual, Veno. I know, pleasure doing business as usual since I cast with you every time. You never leave me alone. But yeah, this will be most likely the 4K3 if no bleed outs are applied. And it looks like we do spot out dub here towards the edge map. Just gonna opt to pick up dub, hook dub, and then try and find simply.
yeah, not only
And
to hook
Veno,
on.
if even if simply bleeds out, I believe this is still the win going to Marco, right?
Yeah,
Considering
like
simply
like
is
you know,
victor.
simply state or hook, there's no point difference at all. So either way, the win's secure. Oasis wins this by a small margin. Absolutely insane clutch up on the 4K3 here. Now, with that said, I'm kind of curious to see if Marco's able to find our survivor here.
I believe he will, to be honest. I believe in Marco's capabilities. He's got that crazy hearing, and as I say that, we do hear simply in the bush here, and we are just gonna pick up simply and call it a day with our win.
Yeah, I think Marco must be feeling pretty proud of himself at the moment here.
That'll be all we have for tonight. Thank you so much for casting with me, Ghost and Venom Mixel. This will be the Blood Rush League No Synergy event coming to its end after 2 or 3 long. Was it 3 long months, Venom?
I think it was
I
two and
believe
a
it
half
was,
months
yeah,
actually.
2.5 very long months, considering this was meant to be a 3-day event. I don't know what I was expecting when I considered it to be 3 days, but here we are 2.5 months later with the finale. Thank you so much for casting with me again, and this is it. Thank you for watching.